Hi everyone, Don Peterson coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia at the Swing Factory Golf Studio. I had a student this morning, I was working with them, and they had a little bit of lift and a little bit of pull down with their arms. So I was trying to teach them how to kind of keep their arms more in sync with their body so they can kind of engage their core and use the ground for leverage rather than lifting and pulling down. So I have a little drill that I do with people. I'll kind of show you what I do. I had him put his elbows on his ribs in front and kind of put his hands together like in prayer. And then I have people practice turning through. And once I get them to turn through, coming from the ground up by slamming the cymbals, I have this drill I call slam the cymbals, where I have people bring up their right knee. So you just turn completely to the left. It's kind of a spinning or rotary motion. And then what I'll do is I'll reach out and I'll grab their hands and I'm going to resist them trying to turn through. And what you'll see is they'll start to try to turn through, and then you'll see them push off of the ground. They're going to use their pressure on the ground, use their feet, and they push off and they try to push you through by using the hips rather than, I see some kids try to do it with the shoulders, some people do it with the shoulders, but they don't get nearly as much power. When you resist them, you see them start using their hips in the ground. So that's what I want to teach you how to do. And there's a real simple way to do it. You can go up to a wall and put your hands against a wall and then try to push the wall. And you'll find that when you do that, you engage your hips to apply more pressure. So I'm going to do it right here for you. I'm just going to put my right hand out here and I'm going to try to push this. This is kind of a heavy this is a little teaching station I have with Blast Motion, a little plug for Blast, but it's kind of a heavy cart. It's made out of metal. And so if I try to push this, I'm going to try to push it just with my arm muscles like that. I'm going to show you that I can't really move it just with my arm muscles. It's pretty heavy. So if I were going to move this, I would engage my core muscles. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand here this time. I'm going to lock my elbow to my rib cage. And you're going to see I can push it easily by turning my hips into it. So when I do that, I feel my stomach muscles tighten up. I feel pushing off of the ground. And I feel pressure, like I said, in my feet, and I'm using more a total body motion rather than just one small group of muscles in my arms and hands. And see, this is what people do wrong with their golf swing. They engage the wrong muscles when they're trying to swing. So I want to make this a short, quick tip. I don't want to go in depth. So when you start learning to swing correctly, try to learn how to engage your core and the ground, not just on the downswing, do it on the backswing too. So when you put your club out here in front of you, when you start back, don't start back by just using your wrists or your arms. Start back the same way you would here. If I were going to engage the ground, see, I would start back using my hips, and it's a small motion, but it's a very, very efficient and very small movement, even though you're starting. Okay, so you kind of start back, and I call this the every piece takeaway. So I have another video. If you want to learn a little bit more about it, go look up my every piece takeaway video on YouTube. So this year, 2019, early on, let's start learning how to use the ground, engage your core muscles, use the small motor muscles less, and try to use your structural muscles of your skeleton and your frame. So good luck, and get out there and work on it on the driving range. And as always, like and subscribe, and send me some comments and I'll comment back.